All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a playoff edition of the TR Schools TV Game of the Week presented by the TREA. I'm Casey Kinderkowski with Joey Dodeo and Eddie Wolf. Tonight our venue is the Pine Belt Arena. Our matchup, Mariners versus Raiders. What's at stake? A trip to the Shore Conference Tournament quarterfinals. So Joey, in the first round we saw the Mariners take care of business early against Henry Hudson. They're rested. They're ready to go for this third meeting with the Raiders. What's Coach Caswell's game plan?
Well, Casey, Coach Caswell's Mariners have three keys to victory tonight. First off, they need to score in transition quickly and often before East defense gets set. Next, they need to use full court pressure to create turnovers with tenacious upperclassmen Darian Carrington, Jaden Roden, and Pat Marinaccio. Third, and finally, they need to rely on experience with Carrington and Neister leading the way as the seniors.
Yep, we're going to get the national anthem, and then we'll get some keys for East from Eddie. All right, so Eddie, on the flip side, the Raiders almost needed overtime to beat Donovan Catholic just 2 days ago. You have to wonder how much energy they have left in the tank. What do the Raiders need to do tonight to pull the upset?
Yeah, well, you saw East against Donovan. They got a very good start, and that's what they're going to have to do with North. And they're going to have to be able to match up with Norwich in this start, and they're going to have to use full advantage of their bench as well. Another thing they did against Donovan. So big games from Connor Robbins and Zaire Dorn coming off the bench. Look out for them. And they're just going to have to be able to attack the basket, go to the free throw line, do good there. And they just got to be very aggressive going there.
Yeah, that's something that many teams this season against Towns River North have been afraid to go in and really challenge some of the taller guards here for North. We talked about Mike Neister has been in this situation before. Darian Carrington was in this situation last year in the Shore Conference. They made it to the semis against CBA.
Absolutely, and like I mentioned, the experience for the Mariners is going to be a key factor for them. Most of their starting rotation is upperclassmen. Their rotation features a lot of upperclassmen as well, so they're going to rely on that senior and junior experience to lead the way here against the Raiders in a tough Shore Conference matchup.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough matchup. These two teams played twice already this season. Back on the 27th of January, Towns River North won in a shootout, 89-79. Roden leading the way with 25 for North. West had 30 for East, including 4 threes. And then they played kind of the tale of two different games here on the 6th of February, where North eked out a 50-49 victory. It was a defensive struggle between both teams. So we'll have to see which kind of game this is going to be. Is it going to be more defense or more offense? What do you think, Eddie?
I think it's going to be a lot more offensive. And I also see this game's going to be who can last longer. Both teams have a very fast mentality, so you're just going to have to see who can survive and who has more energy today.
Yeah, see how much, again, as we're saying, how much does East have left in the tank after that exciting game that we did 2 days ago. Towns River East wearing their black uniforms. Towns River North in the white. It'll be Roden versus Englehart with a trip to the quarterfinals on the line. Here we go, tip won by Towns River North. Controlled there by Roden, inside Marinaccio, flipping underneath to Petrick for the first basket of the game. Nice and quick there for the Mariners.
And like I mentioned, the seniors, very good under pressure. They're getting off to a nice hot start here.
Trying to get a screen there for Phil Gap. North doubling him, but he gets through. And he gets the first Raider points of the night to tie it up at 2. Picking up right where he left off.
Being able to watch Phil after a crazy game against Donovan, hitting a three-pointer to win it for East. He's going to come out and he's going to have to be the star player for East today, like he's been in the other games so far this year.
Petrick over the road, driving baseline. Can't finish, but we're going to get a foul on Tomsriver East on the drive, and we'll have our first free throws of the night.
And you can see really early, guys, the Mariners very pass heavy so far. Definitely using a lot of team ball here, distributing the ball, using up as much clock as they can, and this is a nice opportunity for them to open up their lead.
Now, East, the one thing is they play a very aggressive defense, but they give up a lot of fouls. So don't let these fouls discourage you about their defense. They are going to have the North go to the free throw line, and this is going to be a big thing for North is if they can make these shots, because Donovan, they have one of the better free throw shooters in the Shore. East got lucky, him missing some big shots, so East was able to get lucky. We'll have to see if North can hit their shots today.
Yeah, Roden hits the first 2 to make it a 4-2 game. About a minute into it. Carlos Lingat driving in, tried to dump it off to West, but will go out of bounds and over to the Mariners. A quick uniform note, Ryan West, who usually number 13, is wearing 24 tonight, as we get a timeout from Coach Dempsey at the 6:53 mark here in the first quarter. So West kind of changing up his uniform, maybe trying to get a little decoy there.
Oh, let's see. It could be a decoy. Maybe trying to new good luck charm for them. Let's hope a change in number. I hope it doesn't change their stance in the win-loss chart there, Casey.
Sometimes when they change the number, it could just make a coach second chance yourself. Maybe think, what's going on with that? Different number. Is it a different player? What's going on right now? And maybe gave the North coach a good run for his money right now with the number change.
Well, you did mention earlier West usually number 13. Not really the luckiest of numbers, so maybe that could be a big factor in his number change here tonight, guys.
There's some psychology going on with that one. North with the ball up 4-2. A little give and go between Neister and Roden. Throws it up, and Petrick cleans it up from the other side. That's something the Raiders have to do. They have to box out. Can't allow second chance points like that.
Something you saw earlier in the season, they had a lot of trouble getting rebounds. Against Donovan, it was totally different. They were able to get all the rebounds. But right now, North, they're just getting these rebounds, and they're really getting their defense.
Swing to West, no good. Rebound to Marinaccio. North, not surprisingly, looking to run. Marinaccio trying to blow by Engelhardt. Good ball movement. Can Petrick connect? That one's short. Saved by Carrington. Great hustle play there by Darian Carrington.
You can see right now the Mariners came out here hot and ready to play, determined. They're playing fast ball. East doesn't seem to be too focused right now. Their defense is lacking a bit, and they're going to have to improve on that very quickly before the Mariners make a fool of the Raiders here.
Inside to Petrick, flipping over to Carrington, the jumper. He connects. Gets his mouthpiece in. He hit the ball without having his mouthpiece in. Look at that. Didn't stop him at all. 8-2 advantage for North. Again, there's that full court pressure. It seems like a lot of these teams are going to full court pressure to try to speed up the game and also create some turnovers.
Seems as East right now, they're just struggling against the full court.
Floater by Lingat short. North totally controlling this game here the first 2.5 minutes. On both sides of the ball, too.
Absolutely, and like I said, they're playing team ball, definitely passing the ball around. And one of my keys to the game was creating turnovers, which you said that, zone defense, that tough defense would definitely help a lot.
Engelhardt skying for the board, stripped away though by Marinaccio. May have been kicked there, but no call, as Saunders came down with it.
Yeah, it seemed as though Marinaccio stole it, but then lost it right back in the blink of an eye.
Walked there by West, took one too many steps.
You will have the flare off the bench for East. Zaire Dorn come in, and Carlos Lingat will come and get some rest. You've seen Zaire Dorn. He really stepped up this year, really made a name for himself coming off the bench and doing a really good job getting that power off the bench for East, coming in for Carlos when he's tired or he needs a break.
Yeah, him and Robbins, number one here, have been coming off the bench here, giving East some spark at times this season, and hopefully they can get some more sparks tonight.
Absolutely, and that East offense this season, their starting five was dominant throughout the entire season. But, you know, it's always nice to have a couple bench pieces to come in, plug in for those starters when they need some rest, and keep chugging that motor along.
Marinaccio over to Petrick. 4:30 mark, 8-2 in favor of North. Marinaccio picking up his dribble. Engelhardt all over him, gets it over to Carrington. Carrington with a high ball screen. Switch off, now he's got Engelhardt on him. Neister for three, no good. Long rebound though, tracked down by Roden. Another defensive save, offensive save rather, by Toms River North. Can Carrington connect on the three? Yes, he can. Darian Carrington extending the Mariner lead to 11-2.
And every point so far from North, other than one, has been from second chance shots.
Stole away by Carrington. He's just no tempo right now, no
Absolutely.
rhythm.
And you saw Carrington right there, giving a nice little wiggle of the finger, the Dikembe Mutombo, not today, to the Raiders.
Another offensive rebound, this time by Neister. Carrington going to drive against Engelhardt, who fouls him on the drive.
North right now outspeeding East every way possible on offense and defense. On offense, they're just getting ahead. They're running the ball around. East, they can't stay with the ball. They're moving around really well right now. And on offense, well, East hasn't hit the few shots they've had, and it's not looking good for them.
Petrick for three. He converts. West was right in his face. That's just a great shot. 14-2, Toms River North. Dangerous pass there by Engelhardt. Fortunate for Saunders to track it down. Dorn over to filling gap. Petrick, probably one of the better defenders that North has, all over him.
Absolutely.
West driving baseline. We're going to get a block there on Neister as he tried to come over and help him out.
Yeah, and you mentioned their defense so far, and Neister and Marinaccio and Petrick being their stud defenders. So far, you look at the scoreboard, 14-2 with 3:08 left. That entire starting five has been stellar on defense, holding this high-octane East offense to just one bucket from Phil Lingat. So they're going to win this game. They keep moving along the way they are. They're doing just fine out there.
Dorn flips it up, no good. Rebound to Roden.
You see the speed of North right when they get the ball. They go running down. They don't give East any chance to get the ball.
Inside there, Eddie, is going to be an offensive foul on Roden as the East defender perfectly placed there underneath. I don't know if that was West or Saunders.
Regardless of who it was, it's a nice, tiny little momentum shift for the Raiders. It may not be the best. It may not be more points on the board for them, but it's definitely a little something to give them some nice momentum.
Lingat pulling up with a jumper. He converts.
Lingat, the lone scorer for East so far, and I said that he's going to be the all-star of this game. He's the guy that's going to pull East into the W if they do get it later on.
Yeah, somebody's got to step up and help him, though. As Carrington goes in, and we have to see who that's on, whether it's on the drive or on the shot. It's another foul there on Engelhardt. That's his second of the night, team's third. Our officials tonight, while we got a moment, Joe Fitzsimmons and James Lester. We had Joe Fitzsimmons, one of our other games. I think it was Southern and East here, the boys game we did.
Definitely a familiar name here for TRS Schools Game of the Week.
Carrington is the first one. We're going to see some subs from both teams. Roden and Petrick will come out for North. Number 1, Mike Husney in the game for the first time. And Anthony Storino, number 20.
Those are some familiar names from the fall season. Some of the studs for Mariners football.
As you mentioned, Bailey Engelhardt has the 2 fouls. Now you have Connor Robbins come in and he'll get a break, try to rethink what he's doing right now on defense.
Oh no, got to watch a trap here right in front of us. Neister and Husney almost trapping Lingat. We're going to get a foul on Toms River North. The 2:14 mark here in the first quarter.
Sometimes you have a foul going for you. East would have scored if that foul never happened. So look at the positive for North. Yeah, they did get a foul, but at the same time, they saved 2 points.
Yeah, smart foul there. Long pass into West. Over to Phil Lingat, guarded by Carrington, tries to blow by him. Drops it off to Saunders. Nice assist there by Phil Lingat.
Absolutely, that was a beautiful pump fake there by Lingat. May not be putting more points on the board, but he's definitely contributing in a big way this first quarter.
Let's see, Storino picks up his dribble. A timeout there by Coach Caswell. Very smart. 30-second timeout here by Toms River North at the 1:57 mark. Mariners up 16-6.
And you can see there from Coach Rory Caswell the frustration in his face. Even with a 10-point lead with just under 2 minutes left in the first quarter, you can see this is a very important game for them. He wants to make sure his team is at tip-top shape, and he wants to make sure they're at their ultimate best. And right now, I guess he's not seeing that.
And East, after that drive, they looked really well, and maybe they're finally starting to get into the game. That's something that East, they're definitely going to want to think about. And going forward, they're going to have to just play positive and forget about the past and not even look at the scoreboard. Just keep scoring.
Yeah, Toms River North, speaking of that, Joey, North, 17 of their 20 wins have been by double digits. So they're used to putting some distance on teams, especially early. Very strong here in the first half.
Absolutely, and for the Mariners, it's amazing because they've scored 16 points here, but their best offensive average comes next quarter, in the second quarter to end the first half usually. So
nice play, Lingat on the assist again, this time to West. And the Raiders clawing back in this one, 16-8 now.
East right now, they're having Phil Lingat take the ball down as the main point guard, and he's been able to do well right now getting the assist, going right in and just handing it to somebody, anybody, and then they have an easy 2 points right there.
Crossed over, blocked away from behind by West. Storino had an easy layup, rejected by West. Crossed up, Lingat, and he hits the jumper from the baseline. 16-10.
Raider Nation finally waking up. Before you had North going nuts in the stands, now it's East.
I tell you what, Phil Lingat, he's got no jet lag. He's ready to go. Inside there, foul by Robbins. And that'll send Marinaccio to the line.
And as I was trying to say before, Eddie bringing up the impact of Raider Nation, you wouldn't be able to tell if we were back at High School East or here at the Pine Belt Arena. They definitely came here to contribute and to stand up for their Raiders, and they're going to be a big impact for them.
Yeah,
see if they can get in the head of Marinaccio here.
Yeah, nice crowd here for the Raiders student section, Raider Nation, but also the Mariners here, respectable crowd as well.
Absolutely, two very loyal fan bases, two very absolute fun crowds for their teams, and it's going to be an interesting night for both sides.
Yeah, Marinaccio hitting the first one, converts on the second one as well. That lead back up to 18-10.
And East so far perfect today with their free throw shots, and that's why this lead is so high for them.
Right there, two defenders, almost three there on Lingat. Saunders with it, over to Phil Lingat, guarded by Petrick. Over to Robbins, no good, rebound to Neister, he's looking to run. Carrington will set it up from the top with about 20 seconds to go here in the first quarter.
He's definitely using the clock wisely, taking as much time as he can. Playing nice, slow, patient basketball here.
Yep, trying to work some motion here. We got Marinaccio walks in the corner. Tried to blow by West here, but he's got to put the ball down on the floor.
North starting out flawless. Now they're starting to make mistakes left and right. And the lead, they had a 10-point lead. It's slowly going down. Now an 8-point lead for East.
Dorn's got it here. He flips over to West. Can he hit it? No good. So at the end of the first quarter, pretty fast-paced, dominated early by Toms River North, but towards the end of that first quarter, the Raiders clawing back into it. Still down by 8, though, as the Mariners enjoy an 18-10 lead at the end of one.
And guys, North needed to come out here, start off fast, and they definitely did that. All of their starting five and part of their bench lighting up the board in every statistical, every stat. They've been just lighting it up. Every player contributing offensively, contributing defensively. If they keep this up, this is going to be a phenomenal game for them to try to move on to the next round of short conference.
And now for East, they have to forget about the first 5 minutes of this game because the last 3 was amazing for them. And also, what they really got to do as well is they got to hit their 3-point shots. They missed 3 easy 3-point shots, and they'd have the lead right now if they had them. So right now they're 0 for 3, as I just mentioned. And if they hit those, the scoreboard would be looking a little different right now.
Yeah, playing the averages, Toms River North scoring about 17 points per game in the first quarter. They've scored 18 tonight, whereas the Raiders underperforming a bit, scoring almost 15, only scoring 10 in that first quarter.
And one thing that East needs to watch out for, North averages their best offense and their best defense in this quarter. So that is something definitely that the Raiders, that Coach Dempsey needs to show to his Raiders to keep this game close.
Yep, they will start with the ball here. Controlled by Carlos Lingap. Side, Engelhardt working the ball around the outside. Little matchup zone here. Different look here from the Mariners. Inside to West, can't finish though. Nice slip there, but he just couldn't finish at the rim. Inside to Roden. Inside to Marinaccio, tried to get it to him, knocked away by West. Possession will stay with the Mariners.
And Casey, it's very hard to hear ourselves talk, let alone think out here with Coach Dempsey to our right and Coach Caswell to our left. Definitely.
They're yelling.
They're determined. They're ready to be here. They're psyched.
You'd almost think they wanted to win the game.
You would think that. Most people would think that, Casey. You may be right.
Carrington over to Neister. Nice pass to Petrick, and he runs through. Nice running layup there by Hunter Petrick. 20-10. Favor North.
And when it's kind of sad to see where North's leading scorer has almost as many points as East has total. So that's something that they're definitely going to want to change here.
Carlos Lingap getting boxed out. Nothing he could really do. And right now, he's been having a tough time right now. North, they've just been getting all over him right now. And Zaire Dorn, he will come back in.
Yep, you're trying to get something going here on the offensive end here. It's been pretty much filling gap. Nobody else there as Neister knocks the ball away.
And for East, yeah, filling gap may be their star player. We all know that. But you cannot make it a one-man show out here when you're trying to make your way to the next round of short conference. They need more players to come step up and contribute.
Typically, you'd have the complement for East be Ryan West. But as of late, as the season went on, he's been getting into a sort of slump. He hasn't been hitting his typical three-point shot, as he is the three-point specialist. And he hasn't been doing it as good as he usually does on offense, at least. So he's going to be the guy that really has to step up today.
Yeah, East here having to burn a lot of clock there as Saunders tries to blow by Carrington. Good recovery by the North defense. Ball reversal there. West thought about it, driving in. Reverse layup. I think he went a little too fancy there. He had a nice lane. Could have just laid it up and in.
And that's not what they need right now. They don't need fancy schmancy, nice little shots there. Make the crowd go crazy. You need points on the board. You're down by 10 with 6:18 left in the half. Try to come back from this lead. It's just, priorities are not in the right place right now.
Yeah, they got to get refocused there on the offensive side of the ball. Yep.
And trying to get refocused, get a little spark play with Connor Robbins coming in. Pat Saunders will get a breather.
Jordan picks up his dribble, lucky to get Engelhardt in the neighborhood. They got thrown up wildly. Good defense by Roden. Shutting down any opportunity that Lingat had at trying to make a basket. Roden going up and in. Right hand on the left side, 22-10 at the 5:50 mark here, second quarter. They got to Robbins. Robbins from the short corner. That shot is short. Rebound to Neister, flipping it up to Carrington. Pulls up. Can't get it to go. Now East trying to start a fast break with West.
They definitely need that momentum shift right now. And
right there, Robbins.
Nice start for them right there, as I say, cutting the lead down to 10.
North driving in, Petrick, floater, short, gets his own rebound, slapped around on the floor. We're gonna get a jump ball, our first jump ball of the night. Ball will go to Toms River North, stay with him.
That's a very heads-up play by Bailey Engelhardt, getting that and almost stealing the ball altogether. That was a good play by Patrick, being able to hold on to that and maintain the ball.
Yeah, Petrick's had some very interesting plays tonight. both sides of the spectrum as he gets another one there, but can't finish. Knocked out of bounds. Joe Fitzsimmons says it'll go over to the Raiders. 5:05 to go here, second quarter. Again, second round of the Shore Conference tournament. Times River North and Times River East. Mariners enjoying a 22-12 lead.
Absolutely, I'm sure they're enjoying it very much. All these players having phenomenal starts to the game in every aspect of the ball, every aspect of the game, I should say. And they're just playing fantastic basketball. They're going to hope to keep that up.
Phil Lingat pulling up over a defender. Can't finish. Roden with it. Over to Petrick. In and out. Did everything but fall down. West spinning, lost the ball. Lucky to get Dorn in the neighborhood, kicked out of bounds, and will stay with the Raiders.
You notice East, when they go for the shot, they typically like to go under the basket and go for the reverse layup, and that's something that hasn't worked in this game against Donovan, against Southern, and really any other game. They miss so many shots from the reverse layup when they could easily just fix that by going the other way. So you don't know.
Right there, just like Phil Lingat, dropping it in.
That's all you gotta do, drop it in. You don't have to get fancy, do any reverse layup.
That one, nice finish there by Mike Husney, number 1. Carrington threw it up. He knew Husney was coming over. Nobody boxed out for the Raiders.
Absolutely. The Husney to Carrington duo continues here on the court as it does out on the football field in the fall.
It's going to be a foul there on Petrick, his first, team's 4th.
One thing I'd like to note is for East, one thing that they're struggling in is picking up their offensive rebounds. The amount of rebounds that North is getting after East's first or second opportunity for the board, for the glass, is astronomical. They're definitely ahead in the rebound game statistically here tonight against the Raiders.
Yeah, that was something the Raiders had against Donovan 2 days ago in their favor, went in their favor against the Griffins here, but not tonight.
And that's something they're going to have to try to improve
on. Saunders here, laying it up and in with 2 hands.
Something they're going to have to try to improve on and obviously get better as the game goes on.
They're down 1 defender as Marinaccio goes in with a left hand, can't finish. West skying for the board. 24-16 here at the 3:30 mark. East trying to get closer. This is about as close as they've gotten since being down by as many as 12. Saunders left hand short, gets his own board, goes up with it, contact, no call. Roden will get the rebound. Leading him up here, Husney underneath. Good ball reversal. Marinaccio for 3. No good. Controlled by Lingat.
The wild card today for East, Pat Saunders, a man who he fouled out in the game last time on a technical, slammed the ball after a play he didn't like.
Robbins going in, the bucket will count. And he'll go to the free throw line.
Robbins being big with that, but for Pat Saunders as well, he has to really keep his emotions in check today. He's a player that if he misses a shot, gets very emotional. Before he misses a shot, you kind of say he got a little upset. But today, he's going to have to be able to just get up quick, forget about it, and just have a good game and try not to get the fouls. Because as you notice, once he gets his fouls, his play he gets a little more, starts to slack a little more. So he's going to have to work on that right now.
Yeah, in his defense here, after he did that in the 4th quarter here, he knew exactly what he had done. He knew he done something wrong. And, you know, he's a good kid. And I'm sure he talked with Coach Dempsey and, you know, made sure that he corrected. And I'm going to guarantee you one thing, he's not going to do that ever again.
Absolutely, Casey. And, you know, most athletes out there is coming down to the wire. It's a very emotional state. And when something doesn't go your way, you can just snap at the blink of an eye. And, you know, you saw the 4 foul shots after the technical. They only made 3, only made the game more dynamic. It made it more dramatic, tying it up at 57. So, like you said, I'm sure he won't be doing it again anytime soon.
On the brighter side for East, though, Connor Robbins. I always say Zaire Dornas has been some spark off the bench, but lately it's been Connor Robbins. He's been coming into these games, and he's just been able to get into the paint and get through everybody somehow. You don't know how. I see right now he has 4 points off the bench, and he has his shot right now. He could make it 5. So if he makes this, he'll be really the compliment for Phil Lingat so far.
Yeah, this will be a big one. If he could get him down to 5 here at the 2:50 mark, And he does. East here, it's looked ugly early on as Roden there makes a poor decision. Moving his feet there on the baseline. You can't do that, you have to stay stationary. And he stepped across the line. Now East a chance to get it to within a possession.
Absolutely, and that may be the lucky break that the Raiders need right now. Like you said, bringing the deficit down just to 5, so they're going to have to try to improve and not make it about 3 or 2 here.
In a big tournament game like this, you can't make those silly mistakes for Roden and really anybody else.
West getting the shooter's roll. All of a sudden, as we look up, it's Toms River North 24, Toms River East 21, just a 3-point Mariner lead. Can we make it 6? Husney off. Rebound to Robbins. East looking to try to tie it with a 3. Dorn, can he do it? No good. Skying for the board is Neister. West had inside position and Neister just took it away from him.
Neister absolutely dominating that aspect of the game. He has 6 rebounds here tonight in just the first half alone.
Yeah, same thing on this side though. Zaire Dorn with a big board. Inside of 2 minutes.
And Zaire Dorn, he's going to be a big factor next year. Come back. He's a sophomore right now. For a senior heavy team, he'll be a big factor. Kind of replacing Carlos Lingat now.
Almost stolen away by Carrington. He saves it. Great play there by Darian Carrington. Roden for 3. That's a dagger. After the ball's going out of bounds, you think he's going to get another possession, and North ends up saving it and then getting a 3 to make it a 6-point game. 27-21. Roden with a quick foul there, nailing Lingat right in the nose.
Lingat, he looks like he's in some pain. Don't know if it's bleeding or not. Seems to be okay, and he will give us the thumbs up. Does seem to be okay. Might be in a little pain though.
Yeah, Roden wasn't trying to do that obviously, or he just collided with him, gave him a little elbow there.
Yeah, seems as though Lingat's okay out there. It's a very big sigh of relief there for Coach Dempsey.
Double team there between Husney, Petrick. We're gonna have to see who the foul's on though. The 1:20 mark here in the second quarter. Foul will be on Petrick. That's his second. So now Roden and Petrick for Toms River North both have 2 fouls.
And for East, they're happy right now that Phil Lingat's online. He is the free throw expert for the team, and the team that doesn't really shoot free throws a lot, it's big to have their best guy on the line right now.
Well, yeah, right now it's a critical last 80 seconds here of this first half because Toms River East, and Coach Dempsey would admittedly say it, has not looked pretty for them in this first quarter. But to be down here now only by 5, potentially by 4 if Lingat can hit the second one, would be a moral victory at least for the Raiders going into halftime.
Absolutely, they were down by a significant margin heading into the second quarter, and their offense definitely picked up here. Slowed down the Mariners just a tad. They played even enough basketball to stay within 4 points of this one.
Blocked away by West. Blocked away by Saunders, out of bounds, saved by Robbins. That's team basketball at its finest. Inside to Lingat. It's a 3-point game, 27-24, 1 minute mark here. Somebody grabbed the net there. I'm surprised they didn't call it. Storino flips it up and in. He'll have a 3-point opportunity from the line.
And we said it before, and we'll say it again. East, they got to get the rebounds right now. And watching that, no, they just kept throwing it up there, knowing that somebody will eventually make it. And that's what they can't do right now.
Yeah, Lingat picking up his second foul against Storino. It's Anthony Storino at the line for the first time tonight. He converts. 3-point play. Mariner lead up to 6, 30-24.
Move, Connor! Zone! Who's that?
A little bit of a matchup zone here. Robbins pulling up, tried to flip it over to Saunders, lost it. Good thing West is there. He lost it. Lingat going through the lane. Inside of 30 seconds to go. Smothering North defense right now. No looks for East.
North defense getting a lot more passive than they were.
Inside trying to get a pass there into Saunders. Flips it out to Phil Lingat. Lingat pulls up. hits it, and he'll go to the free throw line with 8.5 seconds to go.
A similar shot that he had in the Donovan Catholic game winner.
Right there, he made that happen.
You'll have Tim Cook coming in, the big man, to get rebounds. You'll have Pat Saunders come out. You'll also have Carlos Lingett come out, and you'll have Zaire Dorn be coming in.
And you mentioned, Eddie, there was a similar shot he made earlier this week against Donovan Catholic. I don't remember that shot having a hand in his face, smacking him there in the nose for a second time. But he's able to convert, get the extra point, and lower this lead even more.
30-27 now, Mariners. 8.5 seconds to go here. Inbound to Carrington, running up through reverse layup for Storino, as North will finish the first half strong. Nice easy layup for Storino, and the Mariners have a 32-27 lead here as we conclude the first half of action.
And you mentioned right there the Mariners, every aspect of the ball, of the game, they have dominated the Raiders, offensively, defensively. Darian Carrington with 7 points tonight. Hunter Petrick with 8-9 of his own. And then defensively, Mike Neister having 6 rebounds for the Mariners. The only thing I'd say they need to improve on is their three-point shooting. They are just 3 for 9 out here tonight, and just 33%. They're lucky enough that they have a 5-point lead, but they're going to have to improve on that percentage as the night goes on.
Well, yeah, and part of that is the fact, too, they've had so many layups here, so many second chance opportunities where they've just been flipping it up here. No need to go outside.
Absolutely, and you know, the offensive rebounds, obviously they've had a lot of those defensively as well, but they don't need to go, like you just said, outside the key, shoot three-pointers. They've been playing dominant baseball in the paint, basketball in the paint, I'm sorry, and you know, just continue that as the night goes on.
Well, in the playoffs, you do what works here because you want to advance. Eddie, what about Tomsriver East here? What do they need to work on going into the second half?
So, Joe, if you think 3 for 9 isn't good percentage, how about you do 0 for 4? East, they haven't been hitting their three-point shots. While they only have 4, they still got to make those shots that they did, as 3 of them were real easy three-point shots, and 9 points would really help East right now. It'd give them the lead right now. Also, these reverse layups, they make too many of them. They go under the basket. You saw near the end of the second quarter, they sort of stopped that. They kind of realized that it's not going to work, and they can't keep doing them in the third and fourth quarter. And you got to have Ryan West step up and be that complement that he has been earlier in the year for East, as so far he only has 4 points and seems to not really be into it right now. So he's been doing well on defense. It's just the offense. He has to step it to the next level.
Yeah, so far it's been all filled in gap. Who from the Raiders will step up in the second half? You know, we saw last time we were on air, Donovan Catholic and East. East had an 8-point lead, and then all of a sudden that evaporated quickly in the second half. We got a slugfest that ended in a 1.7 seconds to go jumper to win the game. We'll have to see if this is the same thing here tonight.
Can Lingett do it again? Can another star rise for the Black Raiders? We'll have to wait and see.
You know, there's only one way to find out, Joey and Eddie. We have to stay for the second half here on TR Schools TV, the game of the week. Playoff edition, the short conference tournament, second round between Tomsriver North and Tomsriver East. We'll see you guys in the second half. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the TR Schools TV game of the week, presented by the TREA short conference tournament action between Tomsriver North and Tomsriver East. Currently, the Mariners with a 32-27 lead coming out of the half. And Eddie, Tomsriver East here, a little struggle early on. It was difficult. And they kind of battled their way back here as the second quarter rolled around.
Yeah, they definitely had some struggles, but they definitely picked it up at the end. And this third quarter, it's going to be a real interesting one, and this will really make or break for East in this game. East, in typical fashion, they're always really good in the third quarter, and this is their best quarter, actually. They average 18.1 points per game, which is the most out of any other quarter compared for them. So this is going to be a big quarter for them. This is where they're really going to have to go and get this lead back in for them. So they haven't had the lead all day, and this is where they're going to have to change that right now.
Yeah, Tomsriver East here 3-4 when trailing at the half here. Tomsriver North 18-2 when they lead at the half. So Joey, what does Tomsriver North need to do to try to extend this lead and put the Raiders away early?
Casey, all Tomsriver North needs to do is continue what they're doing. Not many faults in their game so far tonight. Their free throw percentage, not where it should be. But You know, they've been playing phenomenal basketball, offensively, defensively, like I've mentioned earlier tonight. So just keep doing what you're doing. Just don't stop.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
Amen.
This time Zari's going to start the second half with the ball here.
He's been doing a good job going right into the paint, forcing fouls, and they've been doing well today on the fouls. They're 3 for 4 today with free throw shots, so they're going to have to keep forcing North to make the fouls.
Neister starting off the second half with a big 3. 35-27 times over North.
And like I mentioned, Neister defensively has been their star with 6 rebounds and 2 assists offensively. Surprisingly, that's his first time on the board with his first 3 points.
On the floor, couple players. Neister, can he do it again? Yes, he can. 2 in a row. Back-to-back threes for Mike Neister. And a quick timeout by Coach Jim Dempsey. 7:09 to go. Not even a full minute into the second half. And already that lead up to 11, 38-27.
Deja vu from the first quarter. East started out slow into the half, and then Coach Dempsey had to make a quick timeout early into the game. And right now, an early timeout right into the third quarter. And East, they have to think of this as a second game right now, and it's not looking good right now. And they're going to have to change up their defense as Neister, he's been all over right now in this half.
Yeah, good timeout by Coach Dempsey, kind of calmed things down a bit.
And like he just said about Neister, coming into the half, great defensive game, not really much offense. Not even a minute into the quarter, and he already has 6 points for the Mariners. So you can tell something's obviously clicking for him out there behind the arc.
Yeah, the big deal, though, for both teams here, and any team really in basketball, is that when you have a transition play like that here, you have to find the shooters. You got to locate them and lock them down here. And Tom Zari's twice there just didn't do it.
Well, like you mentioned earlier, North hasn't really needed to go behind the arc much because they've been playing phenomenal in the paint. And
another fast break there. Carrington going in left hand. Can't finish, but Marinaccio coming from behind. I don't know if that was a dunk, but it was sure pretty.
That was a work of art right there. First picking up the steal and going down for the dunk, right?
I don't know what I should call that, but it worked, so that's all North cares about.
Inside 40-27 as Lingat gets fouled. First one on Marinaccio will send Phil Lingat to the free throw line.
Phil's 2 for 3 today in the free throw line.
Short on the first one. We'll see a sub here as Carlos Lingat checking out. Zaire Dorn back in the game. He had some big minutes coming off the bench in the first half.
Absolutely. Him, Cole Robbins, the 2 X factors on the bench come in and could be kind of like a 6th and 7th starter for the Raiders. They played phenomenally just like that at the end of the season. And Lingat right there hitting the second free throw. You know, that's just what they need to come crawling back from this one, because obviously this deficit is larger and larger as the night goes on.
Blocked from behind by Saunders, but he also got Roden on the arm, and he'll go to the free throw line. 6:17 to go here, third quarter. Toms River North 40, Toms River East 28. Roden trying to extend it a bit.
Yeah. Roden 2 for 2 at the line tonight, and for the Mariners, this has been, well, as I was about to say, a perfect night for them at the line. Almost perfect now, as they're going to be 7 for 8 so far. Roden now 2 for 3.
Second one is true by Roden, 41-28. As North going into that press coming out of the made free throw. Trying to trap Lingat. Good ball handling skills there, blocked away by Roden. Phil Lingat inside, can't finish though. Ball on the ground, West comes up with it and lays it in, can't get it. Saunders can't get it, batted around, West gets it again, throws it up. There we go, that just made it a little difficult on themselves, but they still got 2 points.
You know, East, a typical team that's not good at getting rebounds, all of a sudden, that's all they can do.
Stolen away there by Saunders. He can't finish as Marinaccio makes a great defensive play.
That was a major steal for East and Saunders. That really put East back into this right now. as it was not looking good for them. Now all of a sudden it's looking good for East.
Yeah, they got to stay within single digits here. It's currently 41-30 here at the 5:46 mark. The third quarter, have to stay within 10.
Absolutely, that's East goal.
Inside the West, no call, a lot of contact. Raider Nation did not like that at all. Dorn, corner three, no good. Saunders skying for the board. Ripped down there by Petrick. Tried to rip it out of Saunders' hands, but he will get a foul. That's a big one. That's a third one on Hunter Petrick. Still have to check out of the game. Roden quickly back onto the floor.
He's doing a good job right now with the rebounds and slowing the game down while they're in the paint.
Long inbounds play to Lingat. Trying to drive on Carrington, a lot of contact, and he earns the call and earns a trip to the free throw line.
And East, earlier in this game, I mentioned that they just have to keep forcing these fouls, and that's what they're doing right now. Phil Lingat doing a great job, and these should be 2 easy points for the Raiders.
Yeah, you were saying attack the basket, and so far in the second half here, that's what Tom Zarist has done, is Lingat converts on the first. Bailey Engelhardt will check back in for Zaire Dorn. So Dorn there getting a little spark off the bench there, Joey.
Absolutely, and you know, it's nice when you have not just your 5 starters, but also a dominant bench to complement them. And they're going to try to use that bench along with their 5 starters to try to come back from this one, as they brought it down to what they needed, just single digits, 9 points.
Yeah, 41-32 here. Marinaccio trying to change that. Short, rebound to Neister. Back to Marinaccio, back to Neister. Can he get a third three? No, off of Phil Lingat's hand, and it will stay with Toms River North.
And East, one positive on their defense today, they haven't had a lot of fouls, something that you don't see really from the East team. They like to foul a lot, and they've been playing really clean defense.
Well, part of it's because Toms River North's been so wide open.
That is a good point, Casey.
Carrington misses, rebound to West. West got to watch a trap here. Over to Robbins, they get it over. Trying to go in. He goes in, no charge there on that one by Husney. He was a little bit late on the rotation. And Robbins will go to the free throw line as we now hear the North crowd.
And as I've been mentioning, Robbins, he's doing a great job driving the ball into the paint. And he's been able to fool North, Donovan, Southern, every team this year going into the paint. And he's been red hot when it goes into the paint.
Robbins converts on the first one. We got one more at the line.
And you can hear, obviously, Coach Caswell to our left did not agree with that call, and he let the ref know that. But one thing these coaches have to do, we do know that they're very passionate about the game, to say the least. They just have to make sure they keep their emotions in check for the rest of the night and try not to make a mistake that they're going to regret.
Neister driving, pulling up short. East down 8, looking to make it an even tighter game. Sidestep by Lingat, can't finish. Knocked out of bounds, and it will stay with the Raiders. But I catch Mike Husney's expression on his face here. Can't believe it will stay with Toms River East.
And lately, I've been seeing a lot of those faces from North players all of a sudden. They haven't been liking some of the calls they've gotten in the last few minutes.
Trying to get into this one will stay with Toms River East, as well as Roden knocks it out of bounds. 4:34 to go, third quarter. Toms River North 41. Toms River East 33. Inbound to Engelhardt, can't finish from point blank range, but Saunders is there to clean it up. All of a sudden now it's a 6-point game, 41-35.
You know, earlier in this game, we mentioned what type of game this would be like. Their first meeting, where it was a 10-point deficit at the end, or the close nail-biter, where it ended up just being 1 point. Earlier tonight, it seemed like it would be like the 10-point game, but right now, this could come down to be another nail-biter between the two Toms River superpowers.
That one will be on Saunders, his second.
Come on, Black, get a stop. No stop.
Carrington with the inbound.
Sink low, sink a little low. Watch the cut, Pat. Get over.
Long inbound there. Marinaccio's got a whole lane to go right through and finishes. Left hand there. Terrific take there by Pat Marinaccio. Lead back up to 8, 43-35. Engelhardt trying to go all the way coast to coast, rejected by Mike Neister.
And Engelhardt having a tough time in this game. No points so far. He is the big guy, so on defense he has been stepping up a lot today, being able to get a lot of big defensive plays. But on offense, he's had none.
Coach Dembski getting a timeout here at the 3:58 mark. 30-second timeout.
Coach Dempsey getting heated up right now, being the playmaker, trying to get East to do a certain play. They seem a little confused out there, so he can go talk out with them what he truly wants them to do.
Yeah, these last 4 minutes are going to be crucial for Toms River East. They're currently down by 8. If they can get it inside of 5 points going into the fourth quarter, Joey, we might have another dogfight.
Absolutely, and you know when you see two Toms River teams on slate, it's always going to be a dogfight regardless of the score. Down to the very last second, it's going to be a great game. But tonight, East did not seem to have it in the very beginning. They're starting to slowly but surely come back, and Coach Dempsey's trying to hope that he can draw up a play here for his Raiders, try to get them back within 5 points, like you said. It'd be a moral victory for them, almost, to get within 5.
Here we go. Let's see what the Raiders drew up in that timeout. Into Robbins.
Robbins almost lost it there. Was able to recover it.
That was close here. Robbins going up here, no call. Now a fast break here. Petrick laying it up and in. And a really, no other way to describe it, a dumb foul there by Pat Saunders.
And there you have Pat Saunders starting to get confused, a little angry. He's trying to say he didn't do anything, and that's where you have his emotion getting in the way.
How many timeouts you got me having left? I have not a problem.
So this will be Hunter Petrick's first trip to the line tonight, but he is so far the team's leading scorer. If he can hit both of these, he'll have a total of 13. Right now his total's at 11. He's going to hope to improve on that right here.
And he does.
He does.
46-35, back up to double digits for the Mariners. Saunders driving in, flips it out to Dorn. West driving in, flips it to Saunders. That'll be an N1. So Pat Saunders makes a poor choice by fouling Petrick on one end, gives up a 3-point play. Now he's got a chance to match him on this end.
Well, you know, there's no better way to make up for a foul like that than putting more points on the board.
This is a big shot for Saunders right now. It's his first shot of the day at the free throw line.
That one no good. 46-37. 3:30 to go here, third quarter. Carrington throwing it into Husney. Gets it out to Roden, thrown away. Engelhardt hangs up with it. Here we go, Dorn. Pulls it back out. Engelhardt going right in. Flips it up. Nice little floater in the lane by Bailey Engelhardt. Now we're down to 7. 46-39.
And with that, every starter for East has now scored.
Marinaccio can't finish. Underneath, we're going to get a jump ball tie-up. Possession arrow will give it to the Mariners.
On the ball hard.
Got to watch a 5-second call. 5-second call there. Carrington couldn't get it in fast enough.
Carrington having a little trouble today inbounding the ball from there. It's not the first time he had issues. So something that North, they're going to have to work on with him going forward.
And if it was the same double-digit lead that they had earlier tonight, something small like that wouldn't really matter. But when East is starting to climb back and they're within 7 points now, you got to be more careful with little things like that.
Absolutely, attention to detail, especially in the playoffs here. The margin for error is so slim. Engelhardt trying to pull up and get a 3. He does. He pulled up right over Marinaccio. 4-point game, 46-42.
The first 3-pointer for East today. They're now 1 for 6 today, and it takes the big center to make it.
Roden getting around the trap, throws the ball away. Be a backcourt. Momentum starting to shift in favor of the Raiders here.
And clearly, this obviously East is starting to come back here, like you just mentioned. They're within 4, and they're going to have to use more players than just Lingat, as you see. West right there. It's going to be a jump ball, I believe.
Jump ball will stay with the Raiders. It's called a little quickly for my taste here.
And East, the third quarter is their best quarter, and this is major for them to be getting this lead back right now.
Dorn over to Phil Lingat, thought about it. Drives good, closing in the baseline there by Roden. Lucky to get out of it, swings it to Dorn. Cuts the deficit to 1. 45 points now for the Raiders. 46-45.
The underclassmen coming up real big.
48-45.
You can see the speed of the game changing, folks.
Phil Lingat losing it out of bounds. Fast break for Toms River North. Flipping over to Husney. Nice rejection there by Saunders. He's got to watch out over there. That's a North crowd. He's got to watch out. He better be careful there.
You know, it would almost seem as if we're in a neutral arena here tonight. Raider Nation, North's fan base, both electric here tonight. And like you just said, yeah, Pat Saunders needing to watch out a little bit as he creeps in to the North crowd.
Timeout, Toms River East here. 1:46 to go in the third quarter. Mariners up 48-45. Just one timeout left for Coach Jim Dempsey. Little humor makes everything seem better, doesn't it?
Absolutely. As long as you can come out with a smile, even though you're down by 3, little humor could go a long way, Casey.
Hey, you know what? Speaking of accomplishments here, we should mention this before we forget. On the girls' side of things here, the Lady Raiders, Caitlin Lister, senior superstar for Toms River East here, Coach Cohen's squad, getting her 1,000th point yesterday. So congratulations to her. I know they're in a tough one tonight as we speak here against Red Bank Catholic here, so we'll have to see the results of that one. But, you know, just a great player watching her over the last 4 years. Quite an accomplishment for her joining an exclusive club.
And Caitlin Lister, congratulations. Coming up crazy with 1,000 points. Only one of 9 players ever.
I screwed up. Right? Why did you just say that? I screwed up. And you know what I say, Joe? It's okay. It happens, Joe. It happens.
You know, we got to pull the NFL Films thing and kind of mic up the coaches, mic up the officials. We get a kick out of that.
I think we'd have a nice little rating boost for that. I don't disagree with that. I think it's a good idea.
North lucky to get it in there. Marinaccio trying to drive on Engelhardt. He does, can't finish. Good rebound by West. East, if they get a 3, can tie it at 48. Lingat going up and under. 1-point game, 48-47.
Phil Lingat 1 point shy from hitting 20.
Carrington answers. Every time Toms River East gets to within 1, North with a quick answer.
And that's what's hurting East. They need a quicker defense. They need to get down the court quicker because, like you said, once East scores, North answers right back. And if it keeps going back and forth, North is going to have the slight lead. So they're going to have to work on that. Engelhardt,
got to watch a trap. Underneath to West. Tried to flip it to Saunders. He gets it! And the foul. And Pat Saunders with 51.7 seconds to go, third quarter. An opportunity to tie it up at 50.
Saunders, a player who's been starting out the season amazing, unstoppable, hit a major slump emotionally and physically. Now, all of a sudden, he can't be stopped tonight. 10 points. Yeah, he did have that one foul earlier, but he is now making up for it right now.
All tied up at 50. If you were watching the first half, you wouldn't believe us, but yes, that's the right score. We're all tied at 50 here in Toms River.
All I can say is it's a typical Toms River matchup. Love it out here, folks.
Carrington driving through the lane. Too easy there. Way too easy.
At North, they're not looking good right now, but Carrington sure is. He's right now just flying by in the air and on the ground.
Engelhardt for the lead. Drains it. 53-52, the first lead of the night for the Raiders.
All I can say is the timing may not be the same, but this is just like the game from February 6th, where East had that slight 1-point lead for a little bit. So they're going to try to end that game with a different outcome.
East starting out the game over 5 with 3-point shots, now draining 3 in a row, making that 3 for 8. So that's crazy for East to be able to come back on the 3-point line.
Carrington trying to take it. Lost the ball out of bounds. North looking sloppy here in this third quarter, as now the Raiders with 5.1 trying to get something.
Raider Nation waking up. They're going crazy. And North, they don't have much to say right now.
Robbins will inbound it, 5.1 to go. Inbound to Engelhardt. He's driving up here. He's got 2, he's got 1, got to launch it. He does. Almost banks it off the glass. But a game that was a 5-point Mariner lead at the half has now turned into a 1-point Raider lead at the end of 3, 53-52.
All I can say is, Casey, if you told me that this would be the score heading into the fourth quarter, I would not believe you after seeing this first half. But East definitely banded together, starting to play like brothers, like a family, coming together, and they're obviously right back in this one with a 1-point lead over the Mariners.
Well, for East, it was the big surge from Pat Saunders and Bailey Engelhardt. I said in the beginning of this game, Bailey Engelhardt had 0 points in the first half. He has 8 points in the third quarter. And I said that he had to do big stuff in this quarter and in the fourth quarter. And so far, he's done half of what I said he has to do. For Pat Saunders, he's been playing great. He hasn't been letting his emotions get to him. He hasn't been making many fouls. He's been playing strong. East, they just got to keep up the mentality. And for Coach Dempsey, he just has to keep leading them to victory.
Yeah, right now it's interesting when you look at the stats here. You know, North here was up by 8 after the first quarter, but since then, Toms River East has outscored them by 9, winning both quarters here, 17-14 in the second quarter, and then this last one, nearly doubling up their offensive production here, 26-20 for the Raiders.
Now, one thing very interesting is Toms River North. The most amount of points they've allowed in a quarter was against East in the fourth quarter. That was 25. That's a number that East would love to hear. And this quarter, this will be proving who goes on, who's going to be the king of the river so far this year.
And you mentioned, Eddie, them giving up 25 points in the fourth quarter against East last time they met. The Mariners, their worst offense and their worst defense statistically comes in the fourth quarter, so we're going to have to keep an eye on that.
Marinaccio's 3 rims in and out. Rebound to Saunders. East got lucky there. They left them wide open. And earlier in the game, North, they had those shots falling. About halfway through the third quarter, they haven't been. Carlos Lingat, the shortest player on the court, getting that rebound. Up and in for West. 3-point lead for the Raiders, 55-52.
Carlos Lingat doing nothing in this game so far, coming up major. He may be the shortest guy on the court, but he definitely has some of the best skills when it comes to mindset and leadership on the court as well.
Absolutely too easy there for Roden, 55-54, as Roden cutting across the ball handler. Coach Caswell here trying to argue against it, but anytime you cut across a ball handler across his body, you're going to get that call.
Absolutely. You see Coach Caswell hearing him to our left, claiming that Phil Lingat was faking that injury, maybe flopping a little bit, and I'd have to disagree with the coach, but obviously the refs do too. We'll have to see.
Flopping? This was the guy who got hit in the nose in the first quarter. I don't think he's going to flop.
Game official Joe Fitzsimmons not having a fun time right now from both sides of the coaches.
So you're saying that he's not on the coach's Christmas card list?
Not at all, not right now.
He's got a couple of months to work on that, don't worry. Lingat hits the first free throw.
Lingat now hits 20 points today with that shot.
Second one short, so it stays a 2-point Raider lead, 56-54, minute gone by here in the fourth quarter. Again, the winner of this game goes on to the Shore Conference Tournament quarterfinals. Petrick lucky, fortunate to get the ball back. Flips it over to Marinaccio. Driving in. May have taken an extra step there, no call. Carrington for three for the lead. Gets it. 57-56 Mariners.
And North, they're back into this. The mascots, they're going crazy. The banana, the cow, the Mario, and Carlos Linga making East get wild now.
Inside to Saunders, left hand. Can't finish, rebound to Marinaccio.
And you heard the entire Pine Belt Arena go crazy right there. Carlos Lingat crossing up Carrington.
And one! They're going crazy on the north side of the gym. Count the basket and a foul on Engelhardt. Carrington will go to the free throw line trying to convert on the three-point play.
All I can say, guys, what a game. Both sides, both fan bases getting into it. This is definitely the type of playoff basketball you want to see down here in Toms River.
Carrington leading North right now. He gets into that, goes to the left side, and he just drops the ball right in. And East, they've been having trouble all night against him. And every time against the left side, that's something that East has to do. They have to stop him going to his left side, and they have to force him to go to the right.
Carrington converts on the free throw. North, the first one to 60. 60-56. 6:11 to go in the game. North will set up that full court pressure that has worked so well for him this year. Looks like they're going to clear the backcourt out and have Lingat just dribble right through. Floater, no good. May have rushed it a bit. Carrington comes down with the board. Every possession meaningful now.
East right now, their main goal, try to bottle that magic they had in the third quarter and the beginning of the fourth and try to come back. They're another 4-point deficit.
Too much passing there by North and a foul as Marinaccio just ran right through Phil Lingat. That's big now because East in the bonus for the final 5:43. They're going to be shooting free throws. And like you were saying, Eddie, this is the guy they want on the line.
Definitely. He's been doing good today. And 4 for 7 right now. He's been hitting them.
Trying to pull East ever closer. Converts the first one. Earns him a second free throw.
He's now 9 for 13 today at the free throw line as a team. It's a very good number for them to have.
Second one true as well. 2-point Mariner lead, 60-58. Carrington clears it out and gets it over. Driving in, loose ball, tracked down by West. East with a fast break. Up to Saunders, sidesteps, and finishes to tie it up at 60. Almost stolen away by Carlos Lingat. Marinaccio thought about it. Going through the lane, he's fouled. Up and under, they're going to count the bucket.
This is a true back and forth rivalry right now. East, they like to show off. The North, they like to show off. It's back and back. This can go any way right now. It's just going to be who can outlast the other team. As I said before this game, who has more energy, who wants it more. That's what it's going to come down to.
And you talk about who wants it more, Eddie. I think off the court, one thing that both teams want is bragging rights. I'm sure the East-North rivalry will grow even farther apart after this one. Definitely both teams fighting.
Can't convert the three-point play. 62-60. That was a big one because that was the fourth foul on Pat Saunders. East couldn't get him out of the game because of the missed free throw. That was almost a foul. It'll be a North foul, but that was dangerously close to being Pat Saunders' fifth and having him check out of the game early.
And there was a lot of contact by both sides there, and we saw a North foul, and then Saunders obviously with a lot of contact, and like you said, he's got to start playing it safe for the remaining 5 minutes.
We have Zaradorn and Connor Robbins getting ready to sub in. You wonder who it will be. Looks like Carlos Lingat will be coming out.
Him and Pat Saunders, I would bet. Yeah, Saunders coming out. You're right, Eddie. Carlos Lingat coming out as well. Gets embraced there by Coach Dempsey. Wonderful minutes here on the defensive side of the ball. That last foul there was on Pat Marinaccio. Just trying to clarify. As Phil Ingat gets one more chance. If he gets this one, it ties up at 62. That's why they practice him in practice.
They do call Phil Ingat Mr. Clutch for nothing.
62 all. Character driving in, can't convert. East with an opportunity to take the lead.
And that's another moment in this game. Flashy plays like that shouldn't be your main
Inside
goal.
to West, and one! That's how you finish strong. Tenth team foul on Toms River North, so now East will get 2 free throws the rest of the way.
West now, this will be his first time at the line, but this will be major for him. And he does make it.
3-point Raider lead, 4:40 to go. 65-62. How will North handle this pressure? They've never really been under it. There's your answer, folks. Oh! Toms River East getting robbed.
I guess that's not your answer, Casey. Hey, and Coach Dempsey isn't happy with the answer that the officials gave.
Timeout, Coach Caswell from Toms River North at the 4:33 mark. Down by 3 and catching a little bit of a break there. Marinaccio, he lost control of the ball and it rolled out of bounds. We had a pretty good vantage point from where we are at center court. I don't think anybody touched it.
Absolutely. I'm not really sure, like you said, from our angle, it may be tough to tell, but it did look like it rolled away from Marinaccio, and it would have been East regaining possession, but the refs had other ideas in mind, and although many people in this gymnasium may not agree with it, can't really go up against the ref like that, so.
Yeah, kind of gives both teams, though, this timeout an opportunity to catch their breaths.
Oh, definitely. And that was a really big timeout for both teams, and really they get to talk it through what they want to do, what they not want to do, and going forward, only 4 minutes and 33 seconds go. The crunch time, who's going to come up big?
Got to watch that 5-second call as Robbins trying to get it grabbed away by Roden, who finishes. Lucky to just save it there, and then he converts on the bucket. 65-64 Raiders. Phil Ingat, got to watch a double team. Over to Dorn. Good rotation by Toms River North's defense. Phil Ingat going up with it. Let's see if that's a foul or a jump ball. Looks like a tie up there. Possession arrow will keep it with the Raiders.
He's getting lucky on that one. And Pat Saunders, he does check back in.
Absolutely, and I know it may not be the cleanest way to end a game, but these lucky breaks are definitely going to affect the outcome of this one.
Most definitely there. West, a block there on Petrick. That's number 4 on Hunter Petrick.
Easily, they're 12 for 16 as a team. And really, Brian West, he's only 1 for 1, so Brian West has a good percentage so far in this game.
Actually, let me check that here. That's 5 on Petrick. So he fouls out here, 3:55 to go.
Anytime you have a foul out in a major game like this, in a major moment like this, you don't want that. That's a heartbreaker for North right now.
Yeah, he's had so many buckets, especially early on in this here, the tip-ins. So now West at the free throw line, trying to extend the lead. It's currently 1 for the Raiders. Can't hit the first one. Every point counts, especially ones in the last 4 minutes.
Absolutely, and you know, when it's this close to the end of the game and this close of a game, regardless of which team is shooting, all the air in the entire arena leaves the room. Everyone holds their breath to see what's going to happen. West helping the team out there, going 1 for 2 at the line.
Yep, now it's 66-64. Great defense by West on Neister. Roden trying to take West. Trying to go in, flips it to Marinaccio for the lead. Gets it. Pat Marinaccio pulling up and converting on the 3. 67-66. Now a Mariner lead. Over to West. Going up, can't finish. Neister skying for the rebound. Roden spinning, up and in. 3-point lead for the Mariners, 69-66. 3-minute mark here, 4th quarter. Fillingat over to Saunders. Saunders going in, underneath, can't finish. Bat around off a couple heads, Marinaccio saves it. Carrington trying to drive in, he does. 5-point Mariner lead, 71-66, starting to slip away from the Raiders.
The momentum going to Northwest, all of a sudden they're getting these fast breakouts and they're starting to speed up the game incredibly in East. They can't catch up to them.
Fillingat can't finish. That one will stay with Toms River East as Lingat starting to brace his left knee there. Hopefully he's okay.
Fulfilling in the knee. During Southern, he seemed to get a Charlie horse with that, so you want to see if he's going to lock up again like he did earlier against Southern.
Well, found a great pass, but Husney can't finish. Doran going coast to coast. Can't finish. Saunders putting it up. He can't finish. On the ground, stole away by Saunders, and a travel before the timeout by Coach Dempsey. We went for a basketball game and a wrestling match broke out.
Hard to see what really happened there. A lot of contact, a lot of screaming by the fans, by the coaches, by the players. You can tell there's a lot of emotions, and obviously when it's a high-stake game like this.
Full timeout by Coach Caswell. Both teams now only have 1 timeout remaining. The last 2:10. Mariners up 71-66. They were down for a little bit here, but now have kind of extended the lead a bit.
Absolutely, and you can tell for the entire end of the 3rd and the majority of the 4th quarter, the momentum was definitely on East side. The fans were with them. The entire stadium was with them. It seemed as though they were going to pull away with their first big lead of the night. Meanwhile, here come the Mariners storming back, taking the lead back for themselves, and now momentum goes right back for the home team. So right now what East needs to do, bring back that magic, help get Raider Nation involved in this game, because this is still in reach for them with 2:10 left.
Everybody loves Neil Diamond. Mariners and Raiders. They all must be Red Sox fans.
That may be the one thing that could bring that rivalry together. Absolutely. Maybe some Sweet Caroline can end the feud between North and East.
You know, I just saw her a couple minutes ago. She was walking by.
I guess she's the good luck charm over there for North.
Here we go. Marinaccio to inbound the ball. Eddie, Toms River East has to have a defensive stop right here.
Definitely, and they have to come up big right now. They're going to do everything. They can't let North get into the paint. Well, let's see what happens.
Roden just blows by West.
And just as I say, they can't let them get into the paint. They do.
7-point lead for the Mariners. Carlos Lingat over to Engelhardt. Connects. 73-69. Full court press by the Raiders. Final 90 seconds of this one. Trying to foul him. They foul Roden. That'll be the 6th team foul on Toms River East. Next one in Toms River North will go to the free throw line. Would not be surprised here if Coach Dempsey is trying to extend the game out here, put North on the free throw line, make him convert there, and then instead of trying to trade baskets here, Saunders, bad play there by Pat Saunders as he's going to foul out of the game. It puts one of the better free throw shooters by Toms River North on the line, Mike Neister.
Zara Dorn will be coming in to replace Pat Saunders, and he will probably be in there for the rest of the game.
You know what, that was just your creature of habit, right? Your coach calls out to intentionally foul. You forget for a minute that you have 4 fouls, and you just happen to make a poor judgment there.
You know, it's moments like that where he's contributing to the team, obviously, but hurting himself. So it is sad to see that happen to Pat Saunders. We know he's a phenomenal piece to this Raiders team.
As Neister hits both, 75-69. 6-point lead. Over to West, got to watch a trap. Filling out over to Dorn. Working around the outside, trying to get an open shot. Driving in, dumps it off. Can't finish though. Is West. Neister comes down with the board.
And that's something tough. You saw Engelhardt, who's been hitting them all of a sudden. He was wide open for the 3 of East. If they just fouled him, that could have been 3 points.
1 minute mark. Trying to get a trap. We're going to get a foul there on Dorn with 49 seconds to go. That'll put Roden on the line. $50 seconds to go on this one. Toms River North up 75-69 on their home court.
You know, this fourth quarter, definitely back and forth. In the end, you notice it could have gone either way for these teams. And with less than a minute left in this one, if Roden can hit these two, it seems all out of reach here for the Raiders in the final minute.
As I mentioned very beginning, who can outspeed who? And that's what North has done. They survived East. They survived their crazy comeback, and they were able to just outspeed them and just have more energy than them in the end.
Roden converts on both. Lead now up to 8, 77-69. Full timeout by Coach Dempsey. His last time out of the game. The North crowd really starting to taunt a bit.
You understand the teams may not have the best blood between them, but you gotta try to keep it classy out here. I'm sure those North fans over there wouldn't like it if it was the other way around, so just stay calm.
Hey, they're not as bad as CBA fans. The Colt Crazies. Everything these guys are saying is appropriate.
It may be a good thing CBA doesn't get Toms River TV out there. That may be a good thing.
Anyway, both teams, you know what, no matter what the outcome is, and I'm sure we're going to say this as we wrap it up here after this one, both teams have to be very proud of their effort tonight. Whoever wins goes on to the quarterfinals. Whoever loses here gets prepared for the state playoffs. And, both have a lot of good things to look at, a lot of positives, a lot of negatives here to work on, but, very proud of both teams' efforts.
Obviously, both teams have phenomenal seasons. As you can tell, they've made it this far. North continuing their dominance like they do every year, and East having their best season since 2006-2007, so many things to be proud of, like you said.
And for East, they just have to take this and learn from their mistakes, look at the footage, learn, and what they're going to have to do is they're just going to have to hit their shots a little more, and they'll be good. They just got to start out a little better. And for North, they'll be looking really good going forward, and they have some really good scheduling going for them, so they have a chance to go and really win it all.
Yeah, if Dorn can make these two, they're down by 8. If he can make these 2 free throws, they get a 6-point game, they get a quick stop. Even if he can make the second one. Be critical here with 28 seconds to go. That one no good. Long rebound to Carlos Lingat. Can they get a 3? Cross-court pass to Engelhardt. Too long. Right into the hands of Mike Neister, who will get it over. Hold on to the ball. Throws it to Carrington. Roden, 10 seconds to go. Quick foul by Dorn. Looks like the Raiders are going to run out of time tonight.
Definitely, and sometimes you just come up short. East, the Mariners, they just outlasted East. They had their chance, and a crazy third quarter, a crazy comeback. Nobody saw that coming. All of us, we didn't predict that to happen. But on paper, North looked like they were going to win, and really, they were supposed to have an easy win, and they definitely didn't have an easy win when you really look at it.
Yeah, no, they had to earn every second of this one. Don't let the final score fool you. This was much tighter than, 9 or 10 points the whole way.
Absolutely, and East, like you said, they're just going to have to start preparing for the state playoffs. They got to keep their heads held high. They played a phenomenal game. North just playing more dominant down the stretch, but both teams have a lot to be proud of.
Lane Gap puts it up and in. Won't matter. Toms River North with an impressive victory over their rivals, Toms River East, here in the second round of the Shore Conference Tournament. They win on their home court 79-71, improving to 21-3 on the season. The Raiders will drop to 14-6, and for the Mariners, they advance to the quarterfinals of the Shore Conference Tournament. They will play the winner of Long Branch and Colts Neck up at Brookdale.
Absolutely, and North, just offensively, defensively, every aspect of the game played phenomenally. Many big stars for the night. Hunter Petrick with 14 points. Darren Carrington with 21 points, the team's leading scorer. And then, of course, Mike Neisser with 9 rebounds on defense. So many big stars tonight, many players coming out to play, definitely. And also, they're ready. They're ready for the quarterfinals. Whoever they play in the next round, they better watch out for the North Mariners.
Yeah, they're the 4th best team in the Shore Conference, and they definitely showed it tonight here, weathering the storm, Eddie, that Toms River East brought in that first half and into the third quarter.
East, it was amazing what they did bringing that back. And that shows you that once they go into the state playoffs, they're going to take those third quarter runs like they did, and they're going to have them in the state playoffs, and they're going to be practicing until they get to it. And yeah, it sucks. They wanted to advance. Everybody wants to advance, and sometimes you just can't win. So you're going to have to take that, and they're going to do very well in the Division III run because typically they lose the D4 teams, so it'll be really good for them going forward.
Yep, that's why they call it a game, right? There's one winner and one loser, and you just hope that you come out on the winning end, but, sometimes here you do come out on the losing side of things. Tonight, here your final score again from the Pine Belt Arena. Toms River North 79, Toms River East 71. For our producer Chip Phillips, Joey Del Deo, Eddie Wolf, and our entire crew right here at TR Schools TV, I'm Casey Kendrikowski. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time right here on TR Schools TV. Good night from the Pine Belt Arena.